Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2026 Beneteau Gran Turismo 35. Behind me are two 5.7 liter V10s, which are powering this awesome mini yacht. Now, I am super excited to be driving this because I've never reviewed a boat here on the channel before. This is an all-new experience for me, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. This boat also has all the bells and whistles, which I am equally excited to share with you because I think it's going to be really freaking cool. But if you'd like to submit your own boat and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. Last but not least, huge thank you to Centerpoint Marine for letting me borrow their boat here today. They are absolutely wonderful. If you need your boat stored, repaired, fixed, or put in the water, Centerpoint Marine here in Milwaukee has you covered. So please go check them out with the link down in the description below. But let's get back to those dual V10s out at the back. Well, the engines are rated in terms of horsepower. So you can get the Gran Turismo with twin 300 horsepower engines, 350 horsepower engines, or 400 horsepower engines. These are dual 350s, so altogether it makes 700 horsepower, which it might shock you as a car person is only good for about 50 miles an hour on the water, but that is cooking when it comes to boats. So 700 horsepower, twin V10s at the back. The engines are built by Mercury, which is an outboard motor manufacturer. They supply most companies with their engines, and so you get that here. There is no traditional transmission. There's technically a slip clutch, but no transmission to talk about, and it is all hand throttle, which is very, very cool. PJ, can I give it the beans? All right, I just got clearance to give it some gas. All right. Woo! We are cooking now, ladies and gentlemen. That's about 35 miles an hour. Getting up to 38. All right, we'll ease it back down here. How does it feel to drive a mini yacht? How does it feel to drive a Beneteau 35 GT? It's actually really, really easy to drive, especially in terms of boats. And we'll talk about here in a second. We have a lot of maneuverability help. So we do actually have a bow motor as well as a sort of joystick motor that helps you fine tune when like parking and such. But here, like, we'll start to do a little bit of a turn. I don't know really how fast to turn things. I don't want to tip us over, but it's actually really maneuverable for the size of the vessel. And that's one of the big benefits you get with this. You're going to be able to drive this boat even if you don't have experience with something this big because it drives like a smaller boat. That is absolutely huge, no pun intended. The steering doesn't have much weight to it because you're in the water, so there's no like grab point, which is going to be true with almost any boat, but very, very cool to feel. And of course, like I said, the throttle is a hand throttle, and you can give the two engines different throttle at different times if you would like, which is really, really cool. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about like what's in front of me and around me, and then we'll do a full tour of the rest of the boat. So right in front of me, I do get a digital gauge cluster. This has not only my tachometer and speed, but we can also cycle through the fuel and the battery voltage and anything you would find on a regular car, you can also find that here. Off to the right of that, we get a giant Garmin screen. So not only is this telling me my pitch and my yaw, but also like this is my navigation and things like that. Very clear, very easy to see, even in direct sunlight, which is very, very nice. The steering wheel obviously doesn't have an airbag or anything like that. No worries there. And then moving off to the right, we have a whole row of buttons for our power and lights. And this is our throttle module. So off to the left, we have our trim, which it's in auto trim, and also our start-stop button. But again, hand throttle, forward for forward, back for reverse. Pretty self-explanatory. And off to the right, we do have our radio. It's a Garmin radio. Very nice to see that. Very reassuring to see that. And then we have our bow adjustment. So you can actually use this little joystick, and there's a little motor that will actually turn you left and right to help better adjust as you're coming in and parking at a dock. By far the hardest and worst thing of driving a boat is docking it. So this really helps out, and so does the joystick. This helps make little adjustments when you're parking and turning, which is very, very helpful. Off to the right, we do have a cup holder, and we will do a big freaking bottle test. It passes with flying colors. We've been driving this boat all day, and the big freaking bottle hasn't gone anywhere, which is really, really cool. Down below, we do have a diagnostics knob, as well as we have 2 keys. So you actually have to start each engine or turn on each engine with its own key, which I thought was kind of interesting. So 2 V10s, 2 keys to turn them on. The seats that I'm sitting in are really, really comfortable, and you can push up the bottom of them if you would like to drive standing up. So right now I'm sitting down, but, which it feels weird doing this, I can push this up, and now I'm driving the boat while standing, and I have something to sort of lean on. So I can kind of hang out and chill, give some adjustments, give it a little bit of throttle, and I can stand up, which is very, very nice and sort of dual purpose. I'm gonna pull over. We're gonna do a complete tour of the boat. So let's talk about the rest of that. All right, so let's start off our tour. That is way too close. Below decks. So we are in the bow of the Gran Turismo 35. You get a lot of nice wood accenting. Absolutely love that. You do have some sleep area back there, although I'll be quiet. You can hear the water sloshing the entire time, and it's so unnerving. I don't know if I'd be able to sleep down here, but very, very cool. We have some beds and stuff, and obviously this was used for a boat show, so some nice arrangements and fake cheese. You can open this up, and we do have a tiny little bathroom. Absolutely love that. Say hi to the camera. We get a little toilet and a little sink and a little outlet and a little shower. So you could use this for extended amounts of time if you want to go swimming in the lake and then come in and shower in some fresh water so you feel all nice for dinner. You can absolutely do that. This is actually a door. This all slides. That's how I got in there. So you pull this. There you go. You might have heard the radio calls. We're actually currently not allowed to dock right now. So you can also open that up for some venting, and you have some storage. You have a TV. This folds out if you want a full table, or if you want to sleep up here. I mean, just all of this, the attention to detail is so nice. And it's like the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in, but we're out on the water, and we can even pull this aside, and you could stare at people's feet if you really want to, which we'll go out there in a second. But just taking a look right here, I mean, it's wild that we're out on Lake Michigan right now. You would think I was in, well, like an aircraft or something like that. So really, really cool there. You have some storage and whatnot. You do get a refrigerator as well as a microwave. Very, very cool to see all of that. But now let's head upstairs. So this is PJ. PJ works at Centerpoint. Thanks for letting this happen, PJ. So this is the back area. Obviously, this is meant for entertaining. The table can also fold either way, which is really cool. And using the panel that he's using to fold out the wings, which is really, really cool. We'll talk about that in a second. You can actually raise and lower the table, so then you can put a cushion across it and use that as a day bed as well. So as you can see, there is a panel right here, and you could actually kick out these wings so you can jump off of them, swim on them, sit on them, enjoy some lunch on them as well, which is just so cool. Coming around the back here, we do have our dual motors hanging out, but you get some nice folding action here. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but very, very cool. And it's also nice that it's push button. It's not like a big latch and like a crank and a chain or anything like that. Super comfortable seats, obviously. Like I said, you can put it into a day bed. You get the nice Garmin up there, and you can roll these down. If it's like really inclement weather, you can kind of section off this entire area to stay out of the weather, and of course go downstairs to get under the weather, which that's actually where the phrase comes from, fun fact. All right, moving up to the front, or the bow, we have more seating up here, seating almost all the way around, and a table. Down here, you'll notice that is the window where we were underneath the boat. We have the nice Beneteau logo here. And of course, this is just a nice, entertaining area. Very, very cool. We can also open this up. You can take a look in there, some storage and whatnot. But this, I don't know if there's anything better than being out on the water. It is just simply Wonderful. Now we gotta talk about the looks. I don't really love the look of this. This is all new for 2026, and it's a lot bigger than the older GTs. And you notice that, especially out of water, it does look very, very strange. And I don't love like big fiberglass boats like this. I think it's a little bit awkward looking, but it's supposed to be a French villa. You know, Beneteau is a French company. They've been building boats since the 1880s. And so it's supposed to be that regal villa experience, and you definitely get that on board, but I think visually, it's not great. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think? Reviewing my first ever boat, and a nearly $600,000 one at that. Well, you can't really factor the price into the final thoughts because boats aren't necessary. No one needs this. This is a luxury item, whether it is a single outboard motor or the dual V10s. This is a luxury item, and so they can get whatever they want for it. Do I think you get a lot for that $600,000 price tag? Sure. And it's a very well thought out boat, where all of the buttons are, how easy it is to drive and maneuver. I think Beneteau really did a good job with it, and so who am I to judge it on its price tag? I'll never afford one of these, but I'm fortunate enough to be able to show you it. I think the biggest thing to me, the biggest thing that I'm gonna take home with me after today is just the freedom and joy of driving a boat. Getting these amazing views of Milwaukee in complete and total comfort. I mean, I'm really truly in the Cadillac of boats right now, or at least it feels that way until I drive some other ones. But it's great for entertaining, it's great for day runs. If you want to take a snooze below decks, as we looked at, you could definitely do that. I mean, man, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being out on the water. It looks like a storm's rolling in, so maybe it could be a little bit sunnier. It could take a couple degrees more, but this is really freaking sweet. This is a taste of the good life. That is what the Beneteau 35 GT gives you. A taste of the good life. And if you're ever fortunate enough to be purchasing one of these, you are living that good life. Because again, this isn't required. You know, I review a lot of economy cars here on the channel. Kia Sorentos and Honda Civics. And those need to be affordable because people need cars. People need to get their kids to school. People need to go to work. Those are necessary items. And so I'm a lot more critical. And it's easy to be critical of those cars because they have to perform at a high level. This is all about fun. This is all about pleasure. This is all about the weekends. This boat quite literally lives for the weekends. I'm living for the weekends on the boat. And that to me is just so incredible. This is just such a wonderful experience. And I'm so thankful I've been able to give you guys the opportunity to take a look at something that you don't get to ride in or drive every day. And so, one last pull here before we say goodbye. Give it a little bit of thrust. A lot of bit of thrust. Turn on the afterburners. We are cruising, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I love it so incredibly much. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Centerpoint Marine here in Milwaukee for letting me borrow their Beneteau Gran Turismo 35. They're absolutely wonderful. Like I said, if you need anything boat related done in the Milwaukee area, please check them out. If you need storage, if you need maintenance, if you need winterization, if you need it put in or taken out, or if you want to buy your own boat, Centerpoint Marine does it all, and they've been absolutely wonderful to work with to give little old me a shot at driving something over $600,000 is just simply wonderful. So huge thank you to Centerpoint Marine in Milwaukee. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.